Hi, I'm Mike Peterson from Brown Harris Stevens. The Hamptons runs on relationships, and over the years, I've built a network of top-tier professionals who operate at the highest level. Mic Hamptons is your access point to that world, the people, the insights, and the opportunities behind it all. Hi, welcome to another episode of the Mic Hamptons podcast. My name is Mike Peterson. I'm an agent with Brown Harris Stevens in the Hamptons. And I'm also the president of the HNG Hamptons Networking Group, or HNGLI.com. The Hamptons Networking Group is a group of about 30 folks. We get together once a week, and it's a variety of different services that come together to help each other out, to learn from each other, to help support all things business related in the Hamptons, especially around people's homes. I'm very excited and pleased to invite Jazzy Jeff Losquadro from Stasi Design.
Good morning, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming. So you guys can't see it on the cameras, but Jeff always shows up with a matching tie, a little pocket square, and his shoes always match as well. He's always the best dressed guy in the group. So thanks for coming out, and we want to learn all about your company, and you do masonry. There are a couple different conversations about masonry that we're going to be having, but the one that's most important is your business. But I think before we get into all that, born and raised, where are you from originally?
Mike, born and raised in Nashville County, Mineola, New York.
Okay.
Back in 1960. Attended Herrick's High School, graduated in 1978.
Okay.
Had a business, was in the oil business for many years, third generation oil business with my dad and my family. Married, divorced, unfortunately, 3 children, 35, 32, 2 girls, and a boy, 27, Michael, like you.
There you go. I think one of the things that we've talked about before in the past, but you've coached a lot of sports in your past.
I did. I coached boys lacrosse, Mike. I was inspired. I loved the game. My kid brother went to play, and they couldn't find a coach to coach the team. And if they didn't find a coach, they were going to disband the program for the season, and I wouldn't have it. So I approached the athletic director, who was my coach in high school. He hired me on the spot, and it was just a really wonderful time in my life. It really was.
And apparently you had some success with it.
I did. I had a little success. I was undefeated 2 years in a row, almost 3. And I will tell you, I did swallow a lot of Gatorade, because every one of those wins along the way, I got dumped with Gatorade at the end of the game.
It's kind of like Ted Lasso going over to, not knowing the sport, but knowing how to coach and help kids.
Right.
Which is clutch.
But I didn't know how to play the game too, so I did play and I did coach, so that was my advantage. But it was a great time, it really was.
Sweet. So you also you had a world in your life prior to being at Stasi. I know you've been at Stasi about 5 years. You were commissioner of a couple of things, or?
I got involved in politics back in the turn of the century in 2000. I was asked to run for water commissioner to get rid of a problem, and they felt that I was probably the most electrifying, most popular person in the neighborhood that could probably, pull it off. And I did. I ran the campaign by myself. I knocked on, hundreds and hundreds of doors. And I did. I got elected by a landslide victory. Mm-hmm. And then I continued the next year, and I got another fellow elected to the board, and we made some drastic changes and saved the taxpayers a ton of money.
And this was commissioner for Suffolk County?
This was a commissioner of a water district, the Albertson Water District.
Ah, got it.
Mm-hmm.
All good. And then, but you're president of Nassau Suffolk Water Commission.
At the time when I was an elected water commissioner, we had an outside body called the Nassau Suffolk Water Commissioners, and we addressed legislative issues that concern the water community. So I was the president of that association for a year at the time where we were fighting Elliot Spitzer, who was trying to disband the special taxing districts, and he failed miserably.
Got it. So how long you? So now you're with now you do masonry and all things masonry. How long have you been in this business?
Oh God, I've been doing this since I was a kid, Mike, probably, in my early pre-teens, 12, 13, mixing concrete as a kid, helping lay brick and carrying them. I've been doing it my whole life. At 65 now, I'm going to say a good 50 plus 55 years. I've been doing concrete masonry.
Cool. And so it's not just concrete and masonry. I guess I, I I know a fair amount of what you guys do, but you have a very broad range of products that you put out there. I was wondering maybe you could talk a little bit about, uh, you know, so people, educate folks.
Well, there's multiple products now available for homeowners and property owners to cover their land. Well, hardscape, what we call it. Besides asphalt and concrete and gravel, your typical. Now the big thing is paving stones.
Mm.
We have porcelain. We have granite. There's multiple uh, choices in what homeowners can choose,
Mhm.
and we have adapted to that change, and we do it very well.
And you guys have a showroom here in Southampton. It's really literally just right around the corner from these studios.
Right, we do.
Um, so it's pretty sizable. If I go there, if I'm a homeowner or a business owner, I'm going to go there and I'm going to see what?
You're going to see a multitude of products, Mike. From the veneers, you're going to see our porcelains, you're going to see our pavers, you're going to see the granite, you're going to see roofing things. We have multiple materials for you to look at and get an idea, different types of gravel samples, for your driveway, along with, the pamphlets, brochures, and everything else that we have. You can walk out of there with a fair amount of, information and choice to do your project.
Just thinking that you and Stasi, I think, well, I kind of joined the group, I'm going to say a little over a year ago. I can't remember exactly.
Oh, wow.
All good. But what's amazing to me, like, and this is my fault. Sometimes people walk into the room and I just don't always know, who's going to be a fit and how it's all going to work out. And I'm constantly surprised. And it seems like your group has been not only a huge beneficiary of what, the way that we all connect with each other and
Right.
been brought into projects, but also that you've passed so much business around the room, tying in, Andre's been helping with some restoration and sheetrocking, and then you've got Jason doing electrical work and Brian helping with the plumbing, et cetera. So just a shout out to you. Thank you for just supporting the group as much as you guys do. It makes me feel good that we're.
Well, that's what we're all about at HNG, Mike. You know that, and again, thanks to your stewardship and your leadership, we're able to grow. You're helping all of us grow.
It's cool that we last year we finished the year with 24 people, and now we're suddenly at 33, and a few more knocking on the door. We always invite guests, and I invite competitors, but to come and speak. At the end of the day, we are one seat per profession, so I always want to remind people of that. I thought one of the things that was really interesting. I know you work with a lot of municipalities. You recently did. It's not really applicable to the Hamptons, but it's not too far away. You guys, can you talk a little bit about the project on Fisher's Island?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I don't know if most folks know what Fisher's Island even is on Long Island. It's hard to believe it's even part of Long Island because the only way you can get to Fisher's Island is by a ferry.
From Connecticut.
And from Connecticut. That's the only way you can access it. Or you can take the Orient ferry and go to Connecticut, and then the ferry from Connecticut over to Fisher's Island. But that was a project from the almost near the main ferry terminal going into the center of town. It was a half a mile of sidewalks okay, and some drainage to address some, some water issues and ponding in the roadways. But that was very challenging. Logistically, it was a nightmare.
I would imagine so.
First we had to make sure that we had, we set up camp for the guys. We actually found a house where we lived on the island while we worked. Otherwise, to commute back and forth, it would have been a non-productive, project for us. So it actually worked out, but very challenging. I mean, the project was done basically, a lot quicker than everyone had anticipated. We would have gotten it done a lot faster, but believe it or not, a concrete truck is the only truck that they will not allow on the Fisher's Island Ferry when the water is a little unstable or rough seas.
Can't really blame them.
But the only one. Not many people know why. Okay, because in a barrel of concrete, it has to spin continuously, not fast, but it still has to spin to rotate to stop the process or slow down the process of the concrete starting to harden. Sure, okay? So as that barrel is moving, it makes the load unstable. So they can't predict shift in the truck and the boat. So
makes sense. So you have
some mornings I woke up and
everything
say,
up by hand.
no concrete.
Okay.
And you have a crew of men waiting
And you, so real quick on that, so it's one thing to get the concrete out there, but then Chris, for one of his houses, brought back a huge number of boulders from there, which are and then put them on. It's one of the most impressive backyards I've seen, truly.
a lot of them did come from Fisher's Island. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of rocks in Fisher's Island.
Well, it dates back to the to the Ice Age, and everything got scooped off of and then dropped down here. What a beautiful that to me really blew me away. That work. Hopefully we'll get that featured on this. So and now you're doing a project for East Hampton Township?
For the town of East Hampton. We have multiple projects. We're doing some streetscaping on Main Street. One of the big projects that we're going to start next week is concrete sidewalks from Gurney's Inn. It's about a little over a mile and a tenth in concrete. They're going to do it in 3 phases. So from Gurney's Inn
to town,
back a mile and a tenth.
Okay. Beautiful.
So we're going to make nice 5-foot sidewalks.
Safer that because the Old Montauk Highway can be a little dodgy.
Yeah.
For,
especially down there.
Yeah, it just gets, especially in summertime, it gets really
But no,
busy.
we've gotten quite a bit of work. We've gotten some purchase orders, right now waiting for after the holidays now. Then we're going to begin. So we'll be here. Stasi will be here.
Beautiful. And a little, I always wanted to ask you about this. Apparently, you've always wanted to get into comedy?
You know something? I graduated high school in 1978. Back in 1978, there was a comedian you all know about who was really popular back then. And that was Steve Martin. Okay? At my high school prom, I actually got up and I sang a song that he did. Got a condo made of stone, King Tut. But no, I've always wanted to get into stand-up comedy. If I'm at a function, an event, and you see people crowding around somebody and they're all laughing, I'm usually in the center of that pile.
I've noticed.
So yeah, I do. I enjoy comedy. I enjoy making people laugh. It's a short life, Be happy.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Dress jazzy and be happy.
And be yourself. So I guess I'm going to say thank you for coming in and seeing us today and sharing some time with us.
Thanks for having me.
What a pleasure. And another nice thing real quickly that I want to touch on is that I found out recently that you're actually a Freemason as well. So love that. Won't give the secret handshake on camera though. And that's fun. And there are a couple more folks in our group that are doing that as well. So if I'm a homeowner, if I'm a business owner in the Hamptons on Long Island, because I think you guys go from Montauk to Manhattan, not to steal your tagline.
Right.
But how do I get in touch with you?
Well, you can call me direct. My phone number is 516-250-4282. Yeah, we would love to hear from you. We've been in business for over 16 years. Our company president and owner, Crescenzo Stasi, has had a history and a family history. He's third generation. He's a landscape designer by trade. He's educated in plants, and he's very gifted and very talented. Give us a call. We'll set up a time. Chris will come down. I'll come down. We'll look at your project. We'll lay it out for you. We'll give you a nice cost analysis and an estimate. And we'd like to make your dreams come true because we can do it. We're very talented, and we're based here also in the Hamptons now. We're not just in Nassau County.
What is the address?
It's the old Kopinski building. It's at the Smithtown bypass. I believe it's number 870.
Okay.
I believe.
So at the traffic light. So
It's right at the traffic light.
Crescenzo
on the corner.
Stasi-
It's on the northeast
Stasi on the
corner
west.
of the bypass.
the old Ben Krupinski building.
Right, correct.
All right. Well, thank you again. And I'm going to say thank you again for tuning into another episode of the Mic Hamptons podcast where deals get done in the Hamptons. I'm Michael Peterson, and thanks again, a shout out to Flying Point Studios for having us. They're located here in Southampton as well. And if you ever need any work done in the Hamptons, have questions, comments, we're here to help. So thank you for tuning in, and keep in mind that I know a guy. See you on the next one. Hey, this is Michael. Thanks for listening to Mic Hamptons, powered by the Hamptons Networking Group, where the right people make the right things happen. If you're planning anything in the Hamptons, buying, selling, building, hosting, or investing, don't do it alone. Tap into our network of vetted, top-tier service providers who get things done at the highest level. And if real estate is part of your plan, I bring deep knowledge, strong network, and a track record of getting deals done the right way. Reach out anytime. We'll see you on the next one. You can call, text, or DM me right now, or visit my website to get connected. I work with a tight network, and the best deals go to the people who move first. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on the next deal. Keep making moves.